So guys, this was the moment Dele Farotimi appeared again at court. The first time he appeared in court was that was High Court, where he was put on handcuff, and that has been raising a lot of questions and issues on social media online. Nigerians have been talking. Why on earth will they put handcuff on the hand of a respected Nigerian, an activist, and a legal juggernaut, where terrorists are being treated with his glove? Do you understand what I'm saying? So Nigerians have been talking. Now, High Court granted him bail in the sum of 50 million naira, and the shorty that we also bring must also have a landed property worth that same amount in Abuja. They question me, what is Mr. Dele Farotimi's offense? You understand? To warrant such money, 50 million naira for what offense? The way Farotimi is being treated is not the offense they claim they committed, of which there's no offense. It does not even warrant that. All right. So that was when he appeared in court, and yesterday he appeared in magistrate court. I'm not gone through the details of that, but last it was denied bail. The question I'm asking, what is the offense of Dele Farotimi? This is because what is going on, like we always have said, and I'll emphasize on this. The reason is because what is going on in the case of Dele Farotimi is the voice of Jacob and the hands of Esau. Do you understand? What is offense? Terrorists are dead. Politicians who tell the sum of billions of naira. What's this guy's name? Former Kogi State Governor Yaya Bello, accused of stealing over 100 billion naira. He's going to court, going like a king. You understand? Why somebody who spoke for the betterment of Nigeria, who tried to expose the rot in our judicial system, who tried to expose the rot in our political system, for Nigeria to be a safe country for our children, for everyone to live in. Now look at the way they are handling and treating him. Guys, I'm going to leave you now to watch the rest of the video. They are highly informative. Do me a favor before we delve into this proper. Do me a favor by giving this video a thumbs up, and please like it. Share this video in all your platforms so that all Nigerians can see this. Because see, an oppression on one is an oppression on all. Listen, if your brother is being treated in an improper way today, if your brother is being maltreated today and you keep mute, be rest assured the day will come. Either you or your family relative will be treated that way. Then there will not be anybody to fight on your behalf. Please, if you hate oppression in Nigeria, kindly give this video a thumbs up, and please share as we watch the rest of the video. Thank you and God bless.
Nigerians are with you. Nigerians are with you. Nigerians are with you.
Amen.
Nigerians are with you.
Mommy.
Carry go.
That one is
And to judicial matters, a federal high court sitting in Ado-Ekiti has granted bail to rights activist and legal practitioner Dele Farotimi to the tune of 50 million naira. A lawyer and spokesperson for the Labour Party Presidential Campaign Council was arrested in Lagos State and initially arraigned on a 16-count charge, but later reduced to 12 counts for allegedly defaming a senior advocate of Nigeria, Afe Babalola. The bail conditions include providing a surety with landed property. The case has been adjourned to 29th January 2025.
Mr. Dele Farotimi, who is a legal practitioner himself, was abducted in broad daylight by police officers attached to the Rapid Response Squad of the State Police Command, taken from his base in Lekki, his office, his law office in Lekki, to Ekiti State, and he was arraigned before a magistrate court sometimes last week Thursday. He was remanded in the Adokiti Correctional Center since that time, and the bail application at the magistrate court was adjourned to tomorrow, which is 10th December. This morning, he was served a fresh summons and he was brought by prison officers of the Adokiti Correctional Center to the Federal High Court, Ado-Ekiti Judicial Division.
Go to that answer your question. That if people say there is no defamation law in Lagos State, yes, there is no. But there's what we call Cybercrime Act. It's a federal act. So if you defame somebody in Lagos State, you can be taken to Federal High Court on that, based on that Cybercrime Act. So it is, people should not think because they say there is no longer defamatory provision in the Lagos State Criminal Act, you can just defame anybody and go scot-free without any punishment. The Cybercrime Act can be invoked.
So wherever or whenever you defame someone,
it's a federal law.
You will still be prosecuted.
If they want to go by Cybercrime Act.
Okay.
Cybercrime Act is a federal law, and that's why the matter is taken to the Federal High Court. The Federal High Court and the State High Court are not the same thing. So Federal High Court is a federal law, and it applies to everywhere in the Federation. So if you have been alleged of a defamation statement in Lagos State, you cannot say because there is no criminal defamation in Lagos State law, you cannot be taken to court. You cannot be taken to High Court based on that. You cannot be sued based on that particular charge, based on that particular Lagos State law. But you can be charged based on the Cybercrime Act. Yes, regarding the bail, you see, bail is at the discretion of the court. And the essence of bail is to ensure that you will not run away, you will not jump bail, and that you will not interfere in the process of the investigation, which in this case probably has been concluded, because before you take somebody to court, you must have concluded your investigation. But unfortunately in Nigeria, we don't do that. Sometimes we arrest and start looking for evidence or information regarding what to charge. If we are taken to court and you apply for bail, the court has the discretion to give you that bail. What we mean by discretion here is that the court has a choice either to grant or reviews it. So, but if the court, when we say the court has a discretion, that does not mean the court will just on its own say, I just don't like you and I'm not giving you. No, it must be exercised judicially and judiciously, which means you must look at the law, you must look at the fact of the case, you must look at the nature of the offense committed, you must look at whether or not that person is at a risk of jumping bail. You must look at whether or not it will interfere with the investigation. So if you are satisfied, or if they are satisfied that he will not do any of this, you can give him bail. And let's also say that sometimes the figure put in the bail bond is most based on the nature of the offense or the person. But for me, this is a defamatory offense and it's not too heavy when compared to other offenses. It's heavy in terms of the person affected. But in terms of our law, for example, in the criminal code that I see, the punishment is 1 year imprisonment, right, like that. So you cannot compare that kind of offense with that person who has committed murder or who has been.
So what should have been the appropriate bail condition?
No, I've said it's at the discretion of the court. In fact, the court can say on self-recognition, I release you. The court has power to say these are the conditions. It can't give conditions. But what we must make clear, because some people don't understand it, that when they say you are granted bail in some social amount of money, that does not mean you are asked to drop 50 million naira. Dele Farotimi is not going to drop 50 million naira. The surety that is bringing will not drop 50 million naira. What they are saying is that anybody that will stand for you as a surety must be able to show that it's worth 50 million naira. In other words, he must do what we call affidavit of means. Okay. Affidavit of means to establish that he has this, he has that, and it's worth that amount. So what he will do is just an affidavit. Because he is another condition there is that he must have a landed property. So he will have to come with the document regarding his property, and then he must be verified by the people. So that is the condition. So for me, I also want to think, looking at the nature of the offense under our law, the 50 million naira bail condition is excessive, as far as I'm concerned, in my own opinion.
But it's good that you clarify that it's not paying the 50 million.
No. Whenever you are giving a bail, except the court made it,
against what is being passed.
No, people don't understand. Except where it is made clear that you must deposit so amount of money. In this case, they didn't say you should deposit. It's your bail bond. So what it means is that there will be affidavit of means. So he will not be required to pay any amount. Just like when those children were given a 10 million naira bail, or bad governance protest. People who are missing it, asking why would these people get 10 million naira? It's not that they will be required to bring 10 million naira. But that one too is also excessive, because they will not be able to get people who have 10 million naira to stand for them. So that is the only area there. But it must be clear that 15 million naira will not be required to be paid into any way. It's just an affidavit of means.
All right. So looking at Farotimi's accusations of Afe Babalola, I'm wondering why he had to bring all of that up and had to document it in a book without evidence. Does this case look good for him?
The matter is in court, and I will not want to say he has evidence or he doesn't have evidence. Right. If we are saying that, I will be going into the merit of the case. Whether he has evidence or not, if the matter is now before the court, you will have to establish that. But what I know is that when you make allegation, you must defend it if you have been accused of it. And when you also charge somebody to court, it is your burden to establish and prove that he actually committed that offense. So the burden of proof or establishing that Farotimi has committed this offense here is on the police who is taking him to court. So he now has the right to defend himself. He can come back and say, what I've said is true. Or what I said is not correct. It's correct. I have this, I have that, I have this, I have that. I don't know whatever he has for him to put that in book. But what I know is that, look, what he said in his book is not new in our system. It's what everybody has been saying. It's on the lip of everybody. But the only problem with his own is that he mentioned names. When you now make it specific, you are targeting individuals. But if you generalize it, because if you look at it, even from the past, the former the presidents, even including the present president, former chief of Supreme Court judges, senior lawyers, so many Nigerians have talked about corruption in our system. So it is a consensus that there are corruption in our system. Whether or not that corruption are being perpetrated, no, I've been perpetrated, but those he mentioned, it's a different thing. So that is where I think he got it wrong. Mentioning names, specific, maybe he has his own evidence, I don't know. But for me, if he doesn't have evidence to that, that would be wrong for him to attack individual when you don't have particular evidence. You can generalize it, you can say it generally. Everybody is saying it. Nigeria is corrupt. Judiciary is corrupt. This is and that as that. Okay. And we have seen so many judges have been accused of corruption. We have seen so many judges who have been charged and who have been charged and of corrupt practices. We have seen judges whose houses have been bungled because of corruption allegation. So this is to confirm that truly there is corruption in the system. But whether or not those corruption have been perpetrated by those people he mentioned, it's a different ball game.
Right. So you said that he who alleges must prove. However, for those talking about the weight of this punishment or the bail, it also brings us back to the Naira abuse case and how people were comparing judgment between both parties, why one had to go to the prison and one was also granted bail, and that was the end of that case. But I think another issue that is going around on social media, people are also looking at that, is the way the arrest was conducted. I want to know if that's standard procedure for the Nigerian police. Some say it was quite untidy. If you see the video was online, they also allege a level of harassment, and some have tagged it abduction, kidnapping. Is this standard procedure for the Nigerian police?
No, I didn't see. I've not seen details of the video. I only saw part of the video. So I wouldn't know what happened inside. I saw him when he was outside, what was being taken out. So whether he was rough and do why inside, I don't know. But you see, when you talk about the way and manner our police carry out their duty, sometimes they want to even bungle. A good case will be sometimes will be destroyed because when you don't do professional, when you don't exercise your professional ethic in carrying out your assignment, sometimes you add. So I wouldn't know whether or not that was properly done in line with the law or not. But what I know is that for you to arrest somebody, you don't have to rough handle that person. You don't have to slap or even embarrass or do anything of such, because this, by our law, everybody that is being alleged of any offense is presumed innocent until the contrary is proved. But unfortunately, in the Nigerian system, once your allegation is written against you to the police may not even do any investigation. As far as they are concerned, you are already guilty. That's why you see them slapping people that have been alleged of an offense. That's why you see them torturing people who have been alleged of an offense. This is not an allegation against them. There are so many examples I can give. So for me, I will not sit here to say in the case of Dele Farotimi whether they have done the right thing or they have not done or not, because I wasn't there. And the video I saw was just a small part of the. It was yes, so it would be wrong for me to sit here and say they've not done the right thing. But whether or not they have the right to come and arrest from Ekiti in Lagos.
I want to know if there is a jurisdiction.
They have the right. They have the right to arrest anyway. It's the Nigerian police. It's not Ekiti police. It's not Lagos police. Police in Nigeria, police from that is in Ekiti, is the same thing as police in Lagos. What we have is Nigeria police. We don't have Ekiti police. We don't have Lagos police. The only thing is for administrative purposes and for their own safety. What I know is that whenever you are from other jurisdiction to a particular state, you report yourself to the authority or the police in that jurisdiction in case there is any untoward act against you. So that thing, whether they've done that or not, is between them. That's an administrative issue, not for us. But whether or not you can come from another state to arrest somebody from another state, there's nothing illegal about it.
And this case still continues, has been adjourned until January 29. Amidst this, some say it's now Amazon's bestseller. We don't know if that will actually have an effect or this can be a case for Afe Babalola, but we'll continue this conversation after this break. We'll go on a quick break and we'll be right back. Stay with us. Stay with us on TVC Breakfast, and we're still talking about, this defamation case between a human rights activist, Dele Farotimi, and Afe Babalola. And he's been granted a 50 million naira bail. However, the case has been adjourned until January 29, 2025. We still have in the studio a lawyer and public affairs analyst, Tunji Abdulhamid. Thank you for staying with us on the show. So let's talk about perhaps there are defenses or there are, angles in the law that possibly may justify what we see as defamation.
Yeah, I've said it, that if you can justify what you have said, you can say, look, this thing that I've said is correct, it's true. I'm not lying against him. I have material to support it. Then it's justifiable. So
does public interest come in? If he had written it possibly for public interest?
Public interest will not be enough.
Okay.
Because you must be able to show how that person, if you are not able, if you just say it generally, without being able to establish that that particular person did what you said he has done, then a public interest will not assist in that regard. If you want to say, look, I expose him because of public interest, and these are the evidence, these are the reasons why, these are the document to show that, or to back it up, or those are the pictures, these are the whatever, then it will be justified. But just say public interest. In that case, everybody will be committing crime and saying public interest.
Yes, so in all of this now, looking at the case at hand, you mentioned earlier that this happened in the judiciary. In general terms, does this happen at the highest level in the judiciary? The issues he addressed in his book.
What he addressed is look. I don't know. You see, I will not go into the lie of Dele Farotimi.
Okay.
Nobody will charge me.
No, feel free.
I will not mention names. I will not. You will not push me into it.
That's why I said in general terms.
In general time in Nigeria, everybody is aware of corruption. We are talking not only in judiciary. Judiciary is part of Nigeria.
No,
and the system generally in Nigeria. Yes, I'll go there.
Judiciary.
I'm just trying to establish that, look, Nigeria generally, the system is corrupt. And it's acknowledged by everybody. The president says so. The former president says so. The senators say so. The House of Reps says so. The senior lawyers have said the same thing. And if you say there's corruption in the judiciary, yeah, you won't be wrong to say so. There is corruption in the judiciary because the former the former Supreme Court justices have said so again. I can remember 2 or 1. Now, the one that comes to mind now, as I'm sitting here, is a former retired justice, Supreme Justice is Amina Augi. He did a broadcast or interview, and he said it clearly about corruption in the judiciary. The retired Supreme Court justice is from Minna. I can't remember the name now. When he was trying doing his fiduciary service proceeding, he said the same thing about corruption in the system. So many people have said so. And so many people have been charged for corrupt practices in the judiciary. So to that extent, there is corruption in the system.
At the highest level.
So when you talk about Supreme Court, is that not the highest level in our system?
All right.
So it's everywhere. Yeah, I said the Justice Amina Ogi, what he said was not about High Court. Okay. It was not about the Court of Appeal. It was about why he was the...
Yes.
So
why, if the court is the arbiter of the people, why are we recording such kinds of cases at the court, especially with the accusations from Farotimi?
Why are we recording what?
Such kind of cases, some kind of allegation.
Because the justice and the judiciary are part of Nigeria. And that's why I say Nigerian system generally is corrupt. So you can't have a system, a country that we have corruption as the logo, and then you expect certain particular departments or certain
so what you're saying is that the Nigerian judiciary system is just a smaller part of
it's part of the yes, of course, of society. Yes. You cannot isolate judiciary and say because everywhere is corrupt. It's not my saying. I can give you so many examples. The former president of Obasanjo, Buhari, said this so many times when he lost election. He said this so many times. He alleged them of corruption.
All right.
While he was sitting, he alleged them of corruption. And that was why he asked that DSS should go and do what they do that time. When they broke into the what's it called, judges' houses.
Yeah.
So it confirms that there's allegation of corruption. So whether it's right or wrong, it's a different thing. But there are serious allegations of corruption in judiciary.
All right. So let's talk about, for the purpose of public enlightenment, talk about the Cybercrime Act. In this case, where it is a book, although I think it has been uploaded online also, this also covers, is this under the Cybercrime Act? We see a lot of disinformation online. People are saying, no, this is, they are going against these human rights, or they will want to protest and all of that. It seems people do not actually understand the weight of defamation. So talk to us about the Cybercrime Act and how it operates, what it constitutes in Lagos and possibly other states.
In simple language that I want to explain, just like I said later on.
Yes.
The Cybercrime Act has just made giving information about somebody else on social or media space. False information.
Okay.
Making statements regarding another person that is false or that is aimed in quotes at tarnishing the image of that person. And to that extent, that particular information or whatever you have done is likely to cause breach of peace in the land. It's said to be what's it called? A criminal defamation. You see, I am not a supporter of a criminal defamation. I won't lie to you. I am not. I'm not a supporter of criminal defamation because I see, even the Cybercrime Act, I see it as an effort by the government to keep people away from saying whatever they want.
Check.
Yes. You don't know what, not even in check. If you say in check, you are that is mine. I don't know. I want to use it to keep people's mouths shut. In other words, to prevent people from saying whatever they want to say. That is the attempt that I've seen in that act. That's why they have said it. Look, and that's why against the government or whatever, they come against you and say cyberbullying, and it's an offense against. So you cannot just do that. I'm not a supporter of it. But the truth is that as far as it's still in our law and it has not been set aside, it's a law, and if you breach it, you can't be charged under it. So if you have said something on social or media space, if you have put up a video or something else on social or media space, and there's somebody is thinking that this will tarnish my image, or this was aimed are tarnishing my image, that person has the responsibility of taking taking the advantage of that section of that act. Sorry.
All right.
To take action against you.
For Farotimi, from your own legal mindset and experience, right? Do you think he will survive this?
If I want to talk about that, I'll be going to the merit of the case.
I'm just saying from your own experience.
I'll be assuming or presuming likely outcome.
I'm not saying
likely outcome.
Okay, give us
of the
instances here. You might not go straight to the point. Just give us instances.
You see, the point is that in law, there is no straight answer to a question. I can say yes and be correct. I can say no. You can say no and be correct. It depends on how, and that's why sometimes you have a good case and you will lose your case. Right. Sometimes you have a bad case and you'll be able to and you will win. It is not only about what. In fact, as it is now, you can a simple step can be mistake in court and that will end your case. So, as long as the matter is still in court and it has not been concluded and trial has not been, you cannot say facts in a law. There are no two same facts in law. They may be similar. So, and cases in court are determined based on the fact before the courts. So, if you are able to present your case properly before the court, even if you have a bad case, sometimes you may win if you go in line with the law. The other party who is taking you to court may make a mistake in filing his case or in the area. What people call technicality. I can bring objection and that will be the end of the case. And so I cannot sit here and say a particular case is good or a particular case is bad, or somebody will win or somebody no. I've not seen the file. And that's why sometimes when the judgment is given by the court, I can only make my own general position of law. I cannot clearly condemn or accept what has been given because I did not see the file before the court.
You know, it's at this time that we have a lot of online judges who have their own,
And that's why sometimes they crucify lawyers and judges because they don't understand the system. They don't know that it's not about what you see. Judges cannot rely on what they hear or say here or what they read. Okay. What's it called? In newspapers or the video they watch somewhere. Yeah, like this case we are talking about now. If Baba Afe Babalola failed to bring that book and that aspect of the book to court, or failed to bring people to court to establish that when they saw that book, they felt different about the man, the case was gone. It's a win case. So it's not about just because the book is here and that's the end of it. No, there are a lot of work to be done, and that's why I say yes. And especially the prosecutor, they have the burden to establish that actually Dele Farotimi defamed Afe Babalola.
Well, and there's even the question of whether the average Nigerian can actually also take his own case, of defamation to the Nigerian police. If it was not a senior advocate of Nigeria, would this much effort have been actually put to, prosecute and follow up this case? These are questions that
I won't blame our people. You see, we don't have trust in the system. And if this, let me also change the question. If this were not to be Chief Afe Babalola, will the police be doing what they are doing? That is the point. You see, if you are not who is who in Nigeria, sometimes the system is not in your favor. Even when you have a good case, they will bungle it for you, and then that will be the end of it.
And the case has been adjourned to January 29, 2025. So I want to believe we will have you here again to continue this conversation. Thank you for joining us on the show, lawyer and public affairs analyst Tunji Abdulhamid. As always, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.